All right, welcome to week two of our 3 week Ravnica League. So we are already past the halfway point, basically, of the league. I'm here joined for this first match by Chris R. How's it going?
Going pretty well. Happy to be here.
Good. You ready for your match later?
I am ready.
Perfect. All right. So we got an elimination match here. One of our players, Georgii, who I'm going to be watching, is at 5 losses right now. So in the 3 week league, it's 6 losses to eliminate. So he is on his life is on the line here, and he's up against Austin L, who's at 5-4. So his life won't be on the line. He'll be making it into week 6. What's going on in his hand? He took, was it one or two mulligans there?
I think he took two mulligans. He went six lander, one lander, one lander.
Yeah, that's a shame. Well, I mean, Pelt Collector's okay. So Georgie's hand is pretty good now. He did like have he had a green 2 drop and a green 3 drop, which were a bit awkward with the Gateway Plaza, but he'll be able to mostly cast things for the next couple turns here. He has a Steeple Creeper, which is a 4/2 that you can pay some amount of mana to get flying to, and he's got Skatewing Spy, which has adapt and gives flying to creatures with counters. He's also got a Dazzling Lights and a 6 mana Planeswalker. It's the uncommon Arlen.
Well, yeah, it's nice to be back in a little bit of throwback magic.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. Yeah, the Dazzling Lights will
But
be
yeah,
nice here. I mean, we're not breaking the bank with this, but it's a nice, nice little 1-for-1, and you get some Surveil here. So
yeah,
he's
and getting the Pelt Collector's a real card, so getting rid of that it feels pretty nice for kind of
yeah.
for
So
free
on
there.
top, he kept a Gruul Beastmaster, which is another. It's a riot creature, and you could pump something when it attacks. And the other card he kept on top was Shimmer of Possibility, which I believe is like an anticipate type of card. Look at the top 3 or 4 and put one in your hand.
Yeah, that's great. And so after the Centaur Nurturer comes down, Austin's got a band together, an Obnixilus's Cruelty, and an Aven Eternal. So it looks like he's pretty
Yeah.
straight 3 colors here.
Okay. It looks like both players are on Salt. I haven't seen Black card yet from Georgia, but he does have a Swamp in play. So I will say I've seen a lot of Sultai, and Simic seems to be a popular color combination.
Yeah, I've been seeing a little bit of everything, which I think is
Okay.
nice. I was sort of worried that we would be, samey with a lot of Demir or something like that, but it's nice
Yeah,
to see a little bit
I've
of.
seen a little bit of Demir. Okay, he's got a Blade Juggler here, so that's a black card, also known as my boy.
Yeah, I looked at both of these players before the match, and when they had to choose their guild, Austin went Golgari,
Okay.
and I think Georgie went Rakdos.
Oh, Rakdos. Okay. Yeah,
Hmm.
the thing is, like, I've tried to build a new deck, but it's just like those 6 gold cards that you get from choosing. Just it leans me so far towards that guild. It's gonna take something like otherworldly to get me off of it. And my best and like 3 of my 4 best rares are in the colors that I was in before. So not really.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat, and I'm trying to do just straight 2 color and kind of
Yeah.
make that an advantage, not trying to splash around too much.
Yeah. Well, you know me. I'm doing. If it's a splash, it's minimal,
Yeah,
which I have.
for sure.
Yeah, 3 cards here that I'm splashing. All right. So here's the Shimmer possibility. Look at the top 4. Put one in your hand. That's a sorcery speed impulse. Got to band together to take out this 4/2.
Figured
Oh,
the shields are down, might as well snap off this
all
removal
right.
spell
Well, he
now.
sees 4 like really good cards. Unfortunately, 3 of them are going to bottom. He's got 2 removals and 2 planeswalkers here to choose from.
Well, that Obnixilus's Cruelty is not going to be super helpful in any of that, and it's just a land off the top for
Yeah.
Austin.
So he's taking the Vivian Champion of the Wilds, which is a 3 mana one that lets you cast creatures with at instant speed, and it digs you for creatures as well.
Seems all right.
Yeah. So he's going to play the Vivian.
We're getting a classic read the Planeswalker
Yeah.
response from Austin on the screen over here.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody started playing in the past like 6 years, they may not have seen some number of these cards. Oh, here's a biogenic ooze that is going to be able to cast from exile. at some point.
That's exciting.
Yeah, that's a good one. I've been had some success with that one. 5 mana 2/2 and all. And I believe he can cast it whether or not Vivian survives. I think he just gets to cast that. I'm not sure, but I believe that for as long as it remains exiled, he gets to cast it.
All right, just gonna clear the way here.
And he's
Ugh, it's
gonna
just another land off the top here for
yeah, he
Austin.
will get rid of Vivian here. I don't think this is worth losing your losing the Blade Juggler. Yeah, I'm not sure about
Okay.
I because the thing is that the +1 is not very useful. It just sort of gives your creature reach and vigilance. It doesn't dig you for more creatures. I suppose you could
Right.
-2 to dig for another creature, but I don't know if that's worth putting your Blade Juggler in your graveyard just to dig for another creature.
Yeah, and we haven't seen these decks play out yet, but Austin could be playing a pretty late game, dig for cards, and it's just getting a little unlucky with the lands right now. So who knows if he can turn the corner?
Yeah, it could be because we got all sort of gas here for Georgie. He's got the Arlen that he could cast this turn. That's the one that makes 3/3s. Yeah, so he is going to cast his ooze here. I'm not 100% certain if you could still cast a creature if Arlen goes away, but I think you can, and maybe he thought that you couldn't. That could have been the
Yeah,
reason
that's
for the
that's
block
true.
there. Because the plus on Vivian doesn't do very much, at least right
Yeah,
now.
and better safe than sorry when you're pretty noticeably ahead too. So I
Yeah,
think that makes sense.
and so Vivian does say you can cast creatures as if they had flash, but the Biogenic Ooze does want you to, you absolutely want to cast that on your turn so you get the counters. So now with this Vivian, he now has kind of a very scary combination of effects, which is he can cast creatures at instant speed or make more ooze tokens. Like he has the choice of just what to do with his mana here. So he can just he basically never has to tap mana on his turn unless he for a creature at least.
Yeah,
So
he can't activate the ooze right now currently though, right?
no, not yet. He's gonna need
Yeah.
another green for that. It was a little tricky that one, and with playing 3 colors and having a colorless land in play, it's not necessarily going to be easy to do the triple green. Being able to cast it for double green is straightforward enough, but the triple, as we see, is eluding him. But he can just throw out 2 creatures here and just present a pretty scary board.
Pretty good against the 2/2 vigilance here.
Yeah, so Whisper Agent's going to come down. That one has flash anyway, so we're not breaking records with that. But comes a Gruul Beastmaster, so that's going to be a 3/3. They give something +3/+0 when it attacks. And he's drawn another
Uh,
planeswalker off the top here, the uncommon Vraska, but Austin realizes without an answer to the ooze, it's going to be tough. And he's got some good ones here, Georgie does in his deck. Uh,
yeah,
so,
Austin's seen enough.
yeah, so he seems pretty straightforwardly 3 colors. I mean, black is the third of the 3, but he's still, uh, you know, he is playing all 3 of the colors. Yeah, looking at some good cards here, aside from the ones that we saw, there's a Zagana here. There's Ugin the Ineffable. Interesting, he's playing a card that was more of a combo card for Constructed, which was Neoform. So, curious to see if that does anything interesting.
Okay.
What's Austin's deck looking like?
Yeah, it's more Golgari. The blue
Okay.
seems to be a splash. He's got a couple. He's got a Callous Dismissal and a Disdainful Stroke. He's got an Atrada
Okay.
in here too. But his deck seems pretty. I'm not seeing anything that's really jumping out at me. He's got the 6-drop Arlen. Got an Ill-Gotten Inheritance, which I think is a
Okay.
fun card from that set.
Yeah.
We'll see if that
I'm
comes into play.
I'm curious to. I guess I could go and manually look, but I'd like to see after, what how many people chose which guild when you had to choose your guild there.
Yeah, that would be interesting if they did a little
Because I think,
infographic after that.
like, I'll say for me, my rares were firmly leading me to take Simic, but maybe other people who didn't have that same notion and didn't have rares pushing them down a path, and maybe they saw Simic. It's like the gateway to splashing and ramping. So just like, it takes in the cards and they have fixing, you get to draw cards, you get ramp, and then whatever you open that's good, you're more likely to be able to play it if you take the Simic when you're undecided. So we do have a mulligan here. It is a one liner, but he did draw a second land, and he will be able to cast Paradise Druid next turn, which is a third mana source. What's going on over there for Austin aside from this shaman?
Yeah, so pretty keepable hand. He's got two more lands, a swamp and a forest. He's got an Angrath, a Death Sprout, and a Prey Upon.
Yeah, this Glowspore Shaman, like even back in 2018 when I first read it, I thought it said um, take a land and put it in your hand rather than on top of your deck.
Yeah, less exciting to put anything
Yeah,
on the
even in
top of your deck. But yeah.
2018 when the cards were a lot worse, I still looked at it, I was like, wait, what? It doesn't put it in your hand. Like I assume it was just put it in your hand.
Still thought it would be better.
All right, so here we got a 4/4 vanilla here in Bloom Hulk on turn three. So he opted to go for the Growth Spiral rather than the Paradise Druid, which is understandable. And yeah, here's a Death Sprout. That's a good one.
Yeah, that seems like a good target for it here. Nice 4/4 seems pretty big on this board, and just in these sets in general, that's like a pretty solid stat line.
Yeah, just getting a land there is also just gravy on top of just 4 mana destroyed creature. That's pretty playable, and then you just you know add a land onto it. Pretty good. Yeah, so we got two removals in hand here for Georgii. He has Obnix's Cruelty, and he's got Grotesque Demise, and he also has the Ugin the Ineffable. So that's the 6 drop one that just makes 2/2s that draw cards when they die, or just blows up things. Very
It's pretty
very
nice.
very difficult card to fight against. And I can if I had to guess, I would say 100% of copies of that card that were opened in our league are in decks. That's my
That sounds about right.
that's my educated guess.
Yeah, which is unfortunate because the Prey Upon and the Deadly Visit
Oh,
that
okay.
Austin's
I'm surprised.
drawn.
Okay, I'm surprised by the minus here because if you plus, you just have an extra blocker. I guess Austin does get to make a 4/4 attacker, um, but I like plussing it because now it's potentially easier to kill.
It's
It's
gonna get killed here. Oh, or see, I think Austin could have preyed upon well,
well,
the
no, it
Druid
has
is
hexproof
it's
as long as it's
hexproof. Yeah,
untapped.
you're right. You're right. You're right. Yeah.
But I would have attacked. I think with the 2/2, just force the trade there,
Yeah.
because that just turns on your future removal to be able to get rid of the Ugin. But another removal drawn here by Georgie, it's Liliana's Triumph, which is just what we call an edict effect, instant speed, sacrifice. Yeah. So the Deadly Visit's gonna come for this, and what's funny is that the card going into Georgie's hand is a Whisper Agent, which is a flash creature, so he can now cast it.
Hmm. Putting two removal spells into the graveyard here.
Well, yeah, the removal when your opponent has a hexproof creature and a planeswalker.
Yeah.
Normally when you're at turn, 8 or 9 or whatever, um, removal spells are on the menu here.
He does have two removal spells in hand as well. A Grotesque Demise was recently drawn, in addition
Okay,
to the Prey Upon.
yeah, this Paradise Druid is stopping all of that, all those removals, but I think it is time to trade that thing off. I imagine he's gonna Obnixil's Cruelty the 2/4, and then trade off for the token. And then the Ugin is just going to potentially take over the game here. Another swamp is no
Yeah,
good, but
it could start to feel pretty hopeless pretty quickly here for Austin if
yeah.
depending on what he
And
draws.
we have an Edict effect, which late game normally isn't good, but when your opponent has no creatures and you have, Liliana's Triumph, it's going to look pretty good.
It's a Footlight Fiend here, which looks pretty outclassed at this point.
Yeah. I mean, it trades, but it's not going to do too much.
Not going to deal with the main problem.
All right, now we got a nice one off the top here, the Shark to Crab. Everyone's favorite shark octopus crab.
Oh, you gotta love the Shark to Crab.
Yeah. Alright, so it's just going to keep plussing. Yeah, this card just feels so hopeless once it gets going. And you see a lot of it because everybody's playing it. Like,
Yeah.
like Like if you went to like a sealed whatever they used to call them and back in the day, PTQs or whatever for War of the Spark, man, you're probably just running into this thing all day, especially if you're winning and playing against the other people that were winning.
Yeah. If you're making your way to the top tables, you're
Yeah.
definitely seeing it.
All right. So sports getting a little too much for Austin to handle here. He's still at 15, but that number's going to go down fast here.
Okay, Blade Juggler, here you go.
Oh, it's my boy.
What's the number on the Blazer Index for the Juggler?
I'll say it's a 1.5 because
1.5.
you're not
Okay.
always paying 5 for it. So
That's true.
it can't
That's
be a
true.
2 out of 5. It's just
Yeah, so Austin's just looking at this prey upon to see if there's anything worth preying upon, and
yeah. I mean, it's gonna be rough here. Another creature off the top here for Georgie, the Steeple Creeper. Um, he could. Georgie could start putting on the pressure here just by using the shark to grab. They'll tap down a creature, tap down the 3/2, and just you know attack him for 11
yeah, I
or
don't know if there's
12
anything
rather.
if he's looked at his pool that he's worried
Okay,
about.
he's chosen the fiend, I guess, to tap down since if it dies, you could deal damage to, I guess, the Ugin. But it's all not great here. Yeah, so
So Arlen off the top
we did
here.
say Georgia was fighting for his life at 5 losses. Well, these planeswalkers really carried the day here in the biogenic ooze. So the bad thing about being at 5 losses, you're facing elimination. The good thing is that you have a strong deck because you got more rares than other people presumably. So a very very impressive show there by Georgie to keep his hopes alive in the league. And thanks for watching.